Hey guys, Mike here from Sell Your Service. So today I want us to build out the email promotion series for a webinar. Now this is going to be slightly different. This is going to be quite a long video. I'm going to take you through quite a few stages. Ultimately, we've got a webinar where we're going to be promoting Beaver Funnels. So this is actually a project for Beaver Funnels, and we have a webinar here which is essentially on how to massively increase conversions on customer WordPress web projects and get paid for it. You can see there's a second speaker here because this is actually part of a JV plan that we've got. We've got a JV launch. We've got about 10, potentially 12, maybe even 15 JVs, joint venture partners, coming on board, and I'm going to create the emails for them. We're going to create a page for every single one of them. The pages aren't going to change massively, to be honest, because most people are going to be going to a relatively similar page. We'll probably change some of the copy and reduce some of it depending on how each person feels, but you know, it's mainly through our brand. We're educating their list. I have said that I'm going to create all of their emails for them, which I will do, and we've got them here, and I basically want to go through creating those emails with you now. You could use this for any webinar that you're creating. You could use this for a webinar process that you're giving away to customers. You could use this as a webinar for your own business. You could create these as webinar emails. I will, of course, hand over the copy of these, the links to this. Probably not immediately, maybe even not when this video goes live, because obviously I need the JVs to go over and have their sign off and things, but they'll get access to something similar to this, and there might be a few changes, but I want to go through the structure of how I create a promotion campaign for any kind of webinar. Now, we use a very similar process for our own webinars at Sell Your Service. We use a very similar process for the webinars at Beaver Funnels and at MeBox and at ScaleWorks and all these other businesses that we run. So I just want to go through the process of how we build out these webinar emails and promotion emails and when we'll send them. So I'm a sip of my coffee there, and I'm going to move myself down to the corner. And here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ideally, I want to send 2 emails a week for 4 weeks. As an idea. Now, if it's 6 weeks out, I'd send 1 email 1 week, 1 email second week, and that gives me then 4 weeks to send the next 6 emails. So I'd send another email, and then in the last 2 weeks, maybe 2 emails a piece, something like that. If it's 6 weeks out, if it's 8 weeks out, I would actually kind of double up some of the emails personally and just send them to people who hadn't opened them. But as a core, we've got 8 emails here. And the first is initial announcement. How to, future benefits, results learned, big problem, next week, how to, call today. So this is the overall flow and structure. Email 1 will be sent ideally sometime like today, and then email 2 later this week, email 3 next week, email 4 next week, email 5 the week before, email 6 the week before, obviously saying there's 1 week left, another how to, and then saying the call today. So this would be actually on the call. Just to give you a little insight, we typically send these emails via ActiveCampaign, and we'll say send to entire list and then remove from, send to everyone on the list who isn't already registered. So we keep narrowing down the number of people because our reminder emails will always get sent to people who have registered, the way that we kind of set it up. So this first one is just initial announcement. This is just to basically say, hey, we've got some amazing content. Now, the structure is going to have to change slightly because the language is going to have to be from like as if it's a JV partner. But all I'm going to use the content from the landing page, and this is critical not to overcomplicate what it is that you're actually creating. If you've already written the landing page, it's a lot easier to create the promotional content because you've got everything in here. Actually, let me quickly go over. I'll show you how I created this landing page. Very, very simple. So let's open up Quip, and then I'm going to have to see history. Here we go. So I had a title, subtitle, problem, bullet points, speakers, benefit. So I said, look, here I've got a bunch of different titles that we're going to experiment with. Our JVs are going to kind of choose whichever one they want. And then a subtitle, so you can see here how to massively increase conversions on customer WordPress projects and get paid for it, create recurring revenue with your old WordPress clients without building a new site from scratch. Ideally, that should actually be enough for people to go, I want to opt into this, Then a problem. I've really tried to focus on the problems that people face and suffer from in this. I sometimes find myself getting caught up a little bit in the complexities, and actually the problems people face are very real, like personal problems. Like, do you ever feel that after a customer website is launched, you don't seem to have any more money, your prices increase, but over time, no matter how many WordPress sites you launch, you never seem to be profitable? The problem isn't WordPress, the problem is you can only charge work for a project once. Imagine if you could invoice your customers every month for the same WordPress project. What would that recurring revenue do? My name's Mike, and Partner has kindly asked me to share this training with you. Bullet points, so these are like basically what they'll learn, and again, it's not what I'm going to teach, it's what they're going to learn, so I have to keep reminding myself, and I might change these in future a little bit. And then finally, benefits. So the benefit is just the future. What does the future look like? On this 60-minute call, I'll bring everything I know about creating recurring predictable income. So people want that. They want predictable income within their future business. The best part is you don't even need to find new customers, because you can use this with your current and old WordPress customers. Position yourself as a key to customer profits and sales. They'll trust you, and you're going to help them generate the income results they desire. So join us on this date for this free training session. And again, underneath, I basically wrote out bullet points to start with. You can see here that I actually write the bullet points out, and then I create like a kind of a story structure or content around it. As for the actual bullet points, how to identify customers that will pay for conversion upgrades to their website, 3 upgrades you can add to any WordPress site, how to charge for a WordPress project you've already finished, how to create recurring revenue, the secret to website conversions that has nothing to do with websites, and what page builder businesses don't want you to know about landing pages. Our first email is essentially just an initial announcement. So I'm going to write this from the position of the JV. If the JV is sending this, if I am, one of our guys like Ray or Troy or Lee or Christina, I want to write it from their perspective. Like I said, this might, because I'm actually going to write this in real time, this part of the video might be quite boring, but it might be interesting. I'll try and talk through it as I'm going through. I'm actually not going to start with the subject line first on this one, although sometimes I do find them easier, and I'm going to put dear. And remember, they can change this. Like, I'm going to give them this copy and they can like rewrite it if need be, but we found that most people just want to upload it and get it sent. Your customers. So instantly I want to position it as me, Mike. I'm going to be presenting it as someone they trust. I'm relying on the trust of the JV and their relationship with their list. If it was for every individual, because I want to write this as a framework, and then for each individual JV I might actually send them like a slightly more personalized one, but I just want the overall structure. And remember, emails don't have to be super long. I'm not going to be doing a page for each one. They need to be quite short and punchy. Mike has got some brand new training on, and again, copy and paste. Copy and paste is such a beautiful tool on how to massively increase conversions on customer web projects and get paid for it. So I want to paste this now. I'm almost certain, yeah, it's going to capitalize it. So I think, can I do this here? Will you let me do this, Google? Oh yeah, there it is. Add-ons, change case. This is an add-on you can get, so I can think like sentence case. How to massively increase customer conversions on customer conversions and get paid for it. The free training is on date at time zone. You can register free below and learn everything Mike knows about. And then again, I want to add in like a a couple of these bullet points. How to charge for WordPress projects you've already. So what have I said this one is? Here we go. I might just use the subtitle. How to create recurring revenue from your old WordPress websites without building a new site from scratch. How to create recurring revenue with your old WordPress clients without building a new site from scratch. Save your space below and I'll see you on the call. And then sign off. And I'm going to want to have here to register. And the idea is when I send these over, this will all be kind of linked up to their stuff, so they'll have access. I'll actually give them access to everything that they need to have access to. As for the email announcement, free recurring revenue training from my good friend. Cool. I think that's pretty good. So how to. So this is essentially, the how to email is one of my favorite ones because you actually give away pretty much all of the content. And this one here is going to be the actual title here as the subject line. So I'm going to paste that in. And again, I'm going to reduce this down to sentence case. Title, yeah, let's do sentence case. How to massively increase conversions on current WordPress websites and get paid for it. Dear name. And they might use hi or hey, and again we can do a quick search and replace, or even they can do it. Most of these guys are really willing to help me with this, which I'm eternally thankful for. They've been incredibly kind and gracious, so I just want to do the best I can for their audience. In fact, what I might do is put this as an email per page. Here we go. Dear name. Do you ever feel that after a customer website is launched, here we go. So I'm just going to set this up with a really short problem statement. Do you ever feel that after your customer website is launched, you don't seem to have any more money in the bank? Your prices seem to increase, but over time, no matter how many WordPress sites you launch, you never seem to be profitable. On this free training call, Mike Killen is going to teach you everything you need to know about recurring revenue from old WordPress projects. And then I'm going to add in a few more of these bullet points because this is the how-to essentially. What they'll learn, this part here, is the how-to, and I'm going to add a few of these in. Actually, let's take the bottom 4. Paste without formatting. I'm even going to create these as little bullet points. And like that. Okie dokie. And then, the best part. And then I can find this another little piece here. Here we go. You don't even need to find new customers because you can use this with your current WordPress customers. Join us on this free training call. It's hosted by Mike Killen and his team at... Now, I totally understand that some JVs won't want to send 2 emails a week to their list. The point is that I'm giving them a variety, and if they say we'd rather just send 1 a week or maybe just 1, like any at all, was just massively helpful. I want to get as many people on the call as I can. Some of the language is going to change, like everyone's probably going to have their own landing page because some of the dates are going to be different. I'm going to be actually heaving for July and August, which is good. I'm going to be doing a lot of talks, which is great. So in the meantime, I just want to make sure that I'm giving everything I can for this call. Join us on this free coaching call. It's hosted by Mike Killen's team at Beaver Funnels. Click here to register. Because again, I don't know what they probably will use a completely different CRM to me, which is absolutely fine, of course. And sign off. Here we go. Future benefits. So this is where we talk about their life in the future. What does your business look like with recurring revenue? And obviously I'll be sending this out to my list as well. So anyone watching this, if you're on my list, you can expect to have an email from me about this. Dear name. Make sure I put a question mark at the end there. And again, I'm just going to come back to this page here. You'll position yourself as the key to customer profits and sales. Now, again, I need to structure the language a little bit. And I'll paste this in here. I also think there's some at the start here. Here we go. Imagine if you could invoice your customers once a month. What would that do for your life? Here we go. Click here for the 2 4 hour. I'm wondering if I haven't put enough of the dates in maybe yet. Click here to register on date at time zone. Friend Mike Killen from Beaver Funnels is talking his process too. And again, create recurring revenue with your old WordPress clients. Without building a new site from scratch. Click here to register. And again, maybe I will put in this little part here. What's this one here? Results learned. No, you'll position yourself. More importantly, be helping your customers generate income they desire. And again, maybe I'll take that and I'll change some of this around again. It don't have to be long. This is quite a long email by comparison, you know. Paste without formatting. You'll position yourself as the key to customer profits and sales. They'll trust you and value you as one of their most trusted suppliers. That doesn't need they'll value. It just needs to be they'll value. You can't trust someone as a trusted supplier. They'll value you as one of their most trusted suppliers. More importantly, you'll be helping your customers generate the results and income they desire. So join us on call for a date for a free training session on charging workers for website upgrades. And then see. Now, I wholeheartedly accept that there are probably better JV emails than this. By all means, send them over to me. I'd love to learn how to do it, differently. I know some of the guys out here, particularly watching this, are like JV masters. So please, please, please let me know where I'm going wrong. One thing Starbucks should do is heat up their glasses because the coffee gets too cold too quickly. Results learned. So this one we're going to go slightly different tactic. It's going to say free WordPress revenue training and date at time zone, and then copy dear name. Probably seen already the training call I've got with Mike Killen coming up on date at time zone. What you might not know are the results that Mike wants to help you get for your business. Recurring revenue from older WordPress projects. Reactivating old WordPress clients to pay you every month. Can't spell revenue. Man, my spelling's atrocious today. Maybe it's too much coffee, or the fact that I've literally just got out of the gym. Because I pump iron so hard, that, as you can tell, because I no longer have the frame of a 12-year-old Dutch girl, I have the frame of a 12-year-old Dutch boy. Reactivating old WordPress clients to pay you every month. What are some of the other results we're going to help them get? How to charge for a website project that you've already finished, and 3 conversion upgrades. And then let's paste these in. Does that sound useful? There are still spaces available if you register here. And then click here to register for the training. And I might also put another one. Now, in an ideal world, you want about 3 call to action buttons or links within the text. That's kind of at a minimum. The interesting thing about kind of when people say, oh, it's a minimum, it's this, it's that, is obviously if I had like 15 like links then to one place, that would be overkill. So I think it's a case of yeah, the experts say 3, but if your email is super, super short, there's no need to go overboard. If your email is crazy, crazy long, maybe you need a few more, all right? But as you can see here, there's about 2 paragraphs in total. These are all bullet points, really. Maybe just having kind of this 2 and this link, this would be linked here as well. Big problem. Let's ask a question. I like question-based subject lines. Can you charge for a WordPress site that you've finished a year ago? Dear name, imagine how brilliant it would be to continue sending invoices to customers for a WordPress site that's already finished. What about a customer that... Actually, this is the problem, isn't it? I'm going to change this. The problem is not... That's an imagine, that's a future. So I'm going to place this to next week. Sorry, how to. Because the big problem is that no matter how many... And we've even got this as a paragraph. This is why we do it like this, because I sometimes kind of run away with myself. I've actually got the problem email written out already. Here we go. Subject. Your WordPress business feel profitable. Here we go. Dear name. Do you ever feel that after a customer's website is launched, you don't seem to have any more money in the bank? Your prices seem to increase, but over time, no matter how many WordPress sites you launch, you never seem to be profitable. Let's change this around. My friend and colleague, Mike Killen, has very kindly asked me to share this training with you. And I want it... He wants to teach you how to get paid for every month for customer WordPress projects. The problem is that we can only charge once for a customer project. Imagine if you could invoice your customers every month. What would that do for your recurring? What would that do for your life? Click here to read more. Maybe we'll try read more on this one. Like I said, I don't even know if it's necessarily a case of having the right call to action or conversion text. I think sometimes you just have to test and see what works, and the important thing is making sure you measure it afterwards. All right, we're almost done. How to, and then call today. Oh no, have I written this in the wrong one? I thought that was a bit too good to be true. Dear, that's the big problem one, isn't it? There we go. That's fine. Does it feel profitable? A long time ago, we promised to do a JV partner for it. This is for another company, and we were like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll write all your emails for you, and we were literally writing them like on the day that they were being sent out. It was an absolute nightmare. It was so stressful. Next week, just a reminder for our free training next week. Copy. Dear name, just wanted to remind you that there are still spaces available for training with Mike from Beaver Funnels. Mike wants to talk through And again, copy and paste, baby. How to massively increase conversions on customer website projects and get paid for it. Paste without formatting. And then add-ons. So one of the questions I get asked quite a lot is how many emails is too many? And what I would say to that is if you send one email a month, but it's only a sales email, and you never provide any free um, uh, you never provide any free content and any free value. It's only a sales email once a month. People will consider that spam, and that's only one email a month. If you emailed them every single day, and every time they opened it, they had $1 put into their bank account, just $1, I guarantee you that you would have crazy high open rates, and people would be like, "Oh, I can't wait for this next email." They would actually set their clock so that they could continue clicking on that email and just generate that income, right? So if your emails are just $1 worth of value, you could send one every single hour. Like you could send 24 a day and people wouldn't get annoyed. They would be fine with that. So you need to reframe how you feel about emails. The reason I'm quite heavy with emails is because I would rather people say, Mike, seriously, enough, like that's fine, we get it, rather than going, oh, I didn't know this was out there. It's kind of like me saying, okay, well, I know that this drug exists to help cure this disease. I have to do everything I can, even piss some people off, to make sure that every human being in the world knows about it. That's how fervent and evangelical I am about, my own products, because I believe in my own products more than anything. And if I'm not willing to say to someone, okay, fine, sorry, I know I pushed it, it's not because I want to be the hard sell or pushing it too much. It's simply because I want to make sure that everyone's had this opportunity. And if anyone ever emails me and says, man, could you just lay off that? Of course I would. I would immediately stop sending them emails. But the reality is, for every one email I get for someone saying, all right, that's enough, you've sent me too many emails about it, and maybe even get pissed off, I have 3 or 4 when a deal closes saying, oh, is there a recording available? Or, oh, I missed this. It's actually probably about 5-to-1 ratio. Also, when people do say, man, you need to stop sending me emails, the first thing I'll send them is an email saying, look, I'm really, really sorry. Here's the schedule over the next 3 days. You're going to get 3 more emails. I can try and prevent them from sending, but they're automated. So just to let you know, of course, you can unsubscribe. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm only doing this because I genuinely believe that this is super important. And we have so many people say to us, oh, I've missed this. And almost every single time, I've never had anyone come back still angry. Most people just ignore it. But I have had people come back and go, do you know what? That's fair. I understand that. Some of them even end up saying, look, man, I was just having a bad day and I took it out on you. I'm actually joined up and I'm attending. So I personally don't believe that people genuinely get pissed off. If they want to, they can unsubscribe. But if you are truly, truly, if you truly believe in what it is that you're doing, no one's going to challenge you on that. No one's going to get pissed off on you trying to help people. Just still available space for Beaver Funnels. It's on date at time zone. Click here to save your space. Mike wants to talk through how to massively increase. It's all about creating recurring revenue with your old WordPress clients, building a new site from scratch. I'll see you on the call. And then sign off. And this next one, I'm going to try something slightly different. I'm actually going to write it from my perspective. Dear name. To let me, Mike Killen, send you an email from my inbox. Imagine how brilliant it would be to continue sending invoice to a customer after web. What about a customer that what about a customer that you've worked with already? They have the site and you offer them services to upgrade their website. Would that be useful to you? Got some great free training available. We've got some great free training this week, I think actually is what I should write, at date on date at time zone. Love if you joined on the call. If you have any questions, here we go. Email my personal address at Mike, and this is going to be beaverfunnels at beaverfunnels.co, and I'll get back to you. And then again, click here to register. Sign up. If you have any questions at all, my personal address, I'll get back to you. Click here to sign up. You can do this. Let's do it. Mike. And then finally, last chance for recurring revenue training. And then I actually try to say something like 1 hour's time or something. Now this one's slightly different. This actually should be sent out to everyone. Again, I want to play it how the JVs are comfortable, but this one ideally should be sent to everyone. This is like a blast email. Yes, they will get a reminder email from Zoom or whatever, but I just want to remind everyone. Dear name, this is your last chance to register for our training today on, again, copy and paste, baby, on how to massively increase customer conversions on customer websites with current customer, blah, blah, blah. And tools, add-ons, change case. Here we go. Sentence case. How to massively increase customer conversions conversions on customer websites and get paid for it. It's in time left will be, and you'll learn all this and more. Again, bullet points, and paste that in there. These can all be bullet pointed. Click here to save your space. Good friend and colleague of mine. I'm going to blow myself out a little bit here. Of mine. Whatever he talks about when it comes to sales is always worth listening to, even if you hate sales. See you on the call. Sign off, and there we go. So we now have 8 emails written, and again, in an ideal world they'd send 2 a week, but I understand that some JVs are not going to be comfortable sending that many emails. I am, because that's just how my list rolls, and I think a lot of them are used to it. But in the meantime, we've basically now got an 8 email plan that they can kind of pick and choose the ones they do want to send, depending on when it is. And I'll obviously talk them through it, and we'll change some of the things on each individual page to be their speaker details and maybe like their logo and their brand colors and things like this. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. In the meantime, if you've got any questions about writing a JV launch email series or a webinar series, a launch series for a webinar at all, just let me know in the comments below, and I will speak to you all later. Cheers very much. Keep building those funnels.